Okay, first item on the agenda is the application for a new Farmer Series pouring permit, Tackle Box Brewing Company, LLC, doing business at 416 Boston Post Road, East Unit 11. Adam Krasinski, manager. Okay, I guess we have a rough idea what your plan is. I mean, is it safe to say it's basically to set it up the way it was before, or do you have any significant changes?
No real significant changes. I mean, obviously, there's no more home brew shop there.
For the record, when you speak, or so it is a public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Adam Krasinski.
Yeah. Thank you.
From Tackle Box. Sorry about that. Yeah, no real changes. You know, before we were partnered or were trying to partner with Brian Powers at Strange Brew. It didn't work out, so there's no more homebrew shop. You know, so the retail space is significantly smaller. We will sell like some T-shirts and maybe some like draft supplies and those type of things. But most of our business will be, you know, the tap room and the brewery. We do have an opportunity. There's another brewery that's going to be doing some contract brewing with us, and they're going to bring in a canning line, so we'll be able to actually do packaging as well, which is good in these COVID times because. You know, I look at some of my neighbors at Chill and the Brazilian Grill, and you know, everyone's kind of a lot slower than they've been. And you know, so we're just looking to kind of get the ball rolling and you know, start getting our product out there.
So you're basically ready to go?
Yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. We had a floor drain installed, like a sewage ejector pump. So, you know, we did some cutting and everything there. I got an electrician that's going to be coming out and doing a little more work for us. Just put a permit in for that. But I mean, it's pretty much small stuff now. We have a glycol chiller that keeps our tanks cold. So we got to run like some polypropylene plumbing for that. But that's really like a day job. So yeah, I mean, we're probably maybe 2 weeks out from being able to start brewing.
Do you have any general idea in terms of where you wanted to have the outdoor licensed area? I know there's a lot of area on there, and I just for purposes of what we're looking to do here is just happen we need to kind of designate some some area where you'd be doing it. I think it makes good, you know, especially in these COVID times to look, you know,
Yep, we actually have an area to the right of the building. When you come up, it's actually you're already walled off.
It's walled off?
Yeah, like you know, the most of the space is actually walled off. So we'd like to maybe put like some planters or whatever in the front and maybe expand that a little bit. But maybe we'll see. I didn't want to put a lot of money into outdoor space now that we're going to be coming up into, you know, August and into September and then it starts getting cold again. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll have kind of a limited outdoor space. There is a potential to be able to expand out the back. There's actually an area fenced off in the back as well. But that won't be anything we'd be planning on doing this year.
Yeah, this is a public hearing as well. So, I mean, none of the neighbors and nobody, I mean, the last time when Brian came in, we think we got a few people that, you know.
A few, yes.
Showed up. It just sounds like they,
They did a good job.
yeah, exactly. They weren't bothered, you know.
About the virus.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the good thing is too, I think a lot of those folks came in later on and kind of saw what was going on.
Right.
They came by quite a bit and just popped in. So I think they were pretty happy with it for the most part.
Yeah.
But I don't think we had any complaints.
No, they just came to the public hearing. After that, it wasn't a single complaint.
Yeah, concerns was not.
So no more financial analysts. You're going to roll your sleeves up, and you're doing this full time.
Yeah, I've been doing this full time for a while. Yeah, my wife over here, she's also been doing this full time teaching as well. She's kind of wearing multiple hats as well. So yeah, we're all in. So.
Oh, that's great. Well, congratulations to you both. That's great.
Okay, great. Any questions from members of the board for the applicant? I have none. Okay, I declare the public hearing closed. What's the board's wish?
A motion to approve.
Second motion made, second to approve. All those in favor, please signify. Those opposed, carries.
Member Petrakis, yes?
Yes.
Member Bouvier, yes?
Walter Voten, yes.
Thank you. All right, thanks, guys. I'll send that to ABCC tomorrow.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Let's just see you both.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kind of already went through this. Yeah, I remember too, looks like.
Next is item number 2, informational discussion regarding the liquor license for Pizza Relic, 205 East Main Street, owner Ricardo Perez. Are you Ricardo Perez?
Yes, I am.
How do you do?
How are you doing, guys?
How are you?
Good, thanks. Yeah, Pizzarella, it's gonna be probably the same layout as the Papagino's, but with a little change, and looking for beer and wine at the tables, no bar. And
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but was there somebody a while ago that was gonna put like a breakfast and lunch place in? Is
I
that,
think that's for that barn table or something.
okay.
But I'm not positive.
Right, and so now they're no longer, because I know they came in, I think it was information a while ago for that same Papagino's spot, and yeah, I didn't hear anything further. That was right before COVID.
That's right.
That wasn't you, sir, was it? Mr.
now was
Perez?
now.
So I think that must have come on by the wayside. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jake. Have you done any, have you ever had a license before? You've made, I'm guessing you made pizza in the past.
Yeah, I've been in business for since 2002 in Wakefield with the Pizza
Wakefield?
Express, and I never had a liquor license. This is the first time I'm applying for,
Okay.
and because of the location and the area,
Sure.
so I'm trying something different now with the full menu, and so I should have something to get.
What do you plan on having on the menu?
I'm sorry?
What do you plan on having on your menu?
Yeah, it's Italian food with pizza, pastas, salads, subs. Yeah, it's
Break it up a little bit.
a shop.
Yeah. So, but primarily pizza with some of these other things, or is it just pizza's gonna be part of the overall menu? Is it gonna specialize in the pizza, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, it's going to be specialized in the pizzas, but we're going to have a full menu. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. And then the lunch, dinner?
Lunch and dinner. Yep.
Okay.
Good. What's the timing that you have in mind?
You mean to open or hours?
Open. When you plan to open?
To open. So it's by the end of August.
Oh, good. Wow, that's fast.
I get it. Yeah, yeah. By the end of August or mid of September. Trying to get this week. I'm gonna have a plumbing go on that and check everything everything up to the code. So.
It's pretty big space.
Yeah, it's a huge space. Yep.
Well, as one member, I'm certainly amenable and would entertain you bringing a formal application through and all. The process would be that you bring an application towards for us. There'd be a public hearing. We'd end up hearing it, acting on it. If it's approved, it then goes to the state ABCC, and they do some investigating and whatnot. Make sure you've been paying your taxes. Make sure you're not a convicted felon, etc. And then once they've done the due diligence, they would approve the license at that juncture. So it's kind of a two-step process. I didn't know if that you knew that that's the way it would work. So it would probably take a little bit of time for it to be granted. But as one of three, and the other two certainly will speak to it. I'm certainly amenable to seeing that application come forward.
Okay. Do you know how long it takes to get through that process?
Well, from our perspective, we'll vote on it the night that you bring in the application.
Right.
So, and you'd be looking to probably get on to August, you know, if you wanted to get going on it, you know, we basically meet once a month. So you want to get your application going and your notices to the abutters done and all for the August meeting, which would be the last Wednesday of the month. So it would be the last Wednesday of August. And then we'd act on it that night, and assuming it's approved at that juncture, it gets sent to the ABCC, and then I don't know what their turnaround time is now in these COVID times, but you got to figure it's probably a minimum of a month or maybe 2 months before they act on it and grant the license. And when that comes in from them, then you're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be open without the legal license.
Sure.
And wait. Yeah.
Good.
That's fine. But thank you, guys.
I'll send you an email with all the links you need and documents you have to get.
Okay, perfect. I'll be waiting for.
All right.
Well, for myself, I like to see a business there that's been vacant for some period of time.
Absolutely.
And, it'd be helpful to get a business in there operating.
Okay, thank you, guys.
And the pizza's going to be really good, right?
Yeah,
The best.
that's the best. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you. We'll see you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course, the chairman, I don't have much. We had that problem on River Street. Did that get resolved or the other members?
The last I saw, Pam had gone down, Pam Wilderman, and reported back that it had been a mix-up, that they were just doing something to Audimax, the bigger one that's right near there, so they had moved some cars out. But then the back from the mayor was, that can't be right, there's too much traffic, go back, and then I haven't heard.
I don't know anything about what was.
Evidently there were all kinds of cars parked that said for sale on them all along that River Street next to those two car places. So at first they thought.
Oh, they're just moving back here. Okay. Understood. Yeah, right.
And they thought they belonged to the lot that could only have 5, but from my understanding, it turned out it was the one moved further down. And then ripped it down. So I don't think it's quite finished up. I haven't heard anything.
Well, they do it again, get some photos, and I guess we'll just have to, act on the complaint at that juncture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we never had any complaints down there. And I go by River Street to avoid the traffic light frequently.
Yep.
And there are a lot of cars parked on the streets. Some are registered, some aren't registered, but you don't know who they're associated with.
Right.
Most of the parking there is on the other end where Apex is.
Right.
Apex is way in the back, they only got 5 cars.
Right.
And I have aerial photos from a year ago, and there were very few cars parked on the street, so I don't know what's caused them to park there. And now it's allowed on both sides of the street, there's no prohibited parking anywhere, so.
Right. So I think.
At least go down there, I don't know who, they can't tag anybody. And it's hard to identify the cars with a particular lot. But most of them are not on the end where Apex is, they're on the other end where the big place is.
Right, and it turned out to be.
And a lot of them are near the rental operation too.
Yeah,
So you never know, well, who's doing it? And there's usually a lot of cars in the rental place. Now probably.
The other side you can end up doing is if someone's interested, it says for sale, maybe it has a number on it. So okay, I'm interested in this car. Who's selling it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's right up here. Okay.
Yeah, I've been there a lot, and I've never seen a car with a for sale sign on.
So it
If I
could have been
did,
like
I
they,
would.
right.
Yeah, I could inquire as to
Sure.
who's doing it, but I've never seen one there. And I probably go there once a week.
Gotcha.
Once a week.
Okay.
So it could have been like they said, they had to make sure they had to deal with
We'll
it.
wait to hear further then. Yeah, if they
Well, are they planning to come in and alter their license to the?
No.
No, they said that, I don't remember what the issue was, I could look up the email, but they had something going, they put all the cars out there, but they weren't staying there.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
Somebody saw it and then either reported it or somebody, with industrial services looked at it and said, okay,
Yeah, I'll call up the emails, remember.
Well, somebody might be complained about. I mean, I can see people complaining about the cars on the street. The problem is you don't know who's guilty, who's responsible for it, And again, it's not, parking is allowed on both sides of the street, which encourages people to park there, it's.
Sure. You still have to act on this thing as well.
Yeah.
Do we
and I
need to
think
vote on
James-
this, or is this just for?
No, James is here if you had any questions on how any of it. James, you here? Oh, am I? No. James? I think that is him.
Somebody's needed?
He's kind of, oh,
Here he is.
hi.
Would you say he's here for it?
No, he's the IT guy helping us out.
Okay.
James, are you there?
Hi, I'm sorry, I was on mute.
Oh.
It's James Felder from the
That's
99.
okay. Yeah. So I had just type in in case you had any questions on where it was located.
Okay,
Building has a copy of this, so I
yeah.
haven't heard back from yet.
So who else has looked at this?
It's gone up to Jeff. I didn't hear back from him today, but I know they were pretty straight.
Okay.
Because they'll have to put,
Yeah, I'll have to
Order
put all
around.
that, yeah. And they did get approval on that first one, so they're gonna
right,
move
just
all
move
that.
all that.
Yeah. It's roughly the same size too, right, James?
Yeah, it's basically the same size. We want to get a covering, a tent covering, a 20 by 40 foot covering, which I've been talking to Jeff Cook about, and to pull permits on that. But where we are now just wouldn't work for that, and this is kind of the only space that would allow it. And we actually think it'll be probably a safer spot where we don't have to have servers or guests crossing an access road. It'd be right next to the building, and we wouldn't be disrupting anything with the other offices or places in the plaza.
Do you folks own that place, or is it something you lease? Is the landlord all good for this?
Yeah, we've spoken to the landlord, and he's given us kind of approval, to put the outdoor dining in the parking lot. He didn't really have any issues about where we put it as long as it was approved through the town.
It's gonna be better, yeah, it's gonna be better to have it where you're proposing than where we already granted it anyway, so.
Yeah.
If we didn't have a problem with that before, I think you wouldn't have a problem with this either.
Okay, there's on the building.
Yep.
Odious. Motion to approve?
Yep, and I'll second, subject to building, signing off on the plan as well. Second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. If there's no further debate, we'll call the roll.
All right, Walter Bowman,
Yes.
Greg Matarkus,
Yes.
Dave Booyan.
Yes.
How about that?
All right.
The 3,495th consecutive unanimous vote, except for the mayor's.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll talk to Jeff before I get it out.
Latina put a note on, this was her agenda, on Stony Brook. So that's still an open license, is that?
Actual license?
Yes.
Stony Brook did not renew in December,
Okay,
and in fact, I've never heard from it again.
yeah.
So it's available, and I've lately had a couple of calls on people wanting to actually.
Yeah.
Never mind. So I wasn't sure, do I call all the people in? How do you do it?
Yeah. Well, how many people have expressed interest in it?
I believe there's 3.
3? Yeah, it's a universal 3 that we always get.
My 2 cents is that if somebody asked and is inquiring about it, then that shows they have enough an interest in it, that it's worthy of letting them come in and make a presentation for it.
I agree, yeah.
I think one would actually be a new place to the city too. I think there's two that are here already, and one that's new to the city. Would be. Do you know what I mean?
They all, are they all have their identified a location?
Yeah. I told the one that was new that they'd have to have a location by the time they.
Sure, yeah, I don't know, since there's somebody coming on, no,
Yeah, can't do
you
that.
gotta come in, and
Yeah.
if you're serious about it, and say,
Yeah.
yes, this license is where I'm gonna put it, here's how I'm gonna work it.
Right, I did explain.
Well, they should put in either, an application or, whether it's formal or informal, and we'll review them and see which one probably is more beneficial for the city.
Yeah,
You would just go through and do like the full license. for-
Yeah, I mean, they have a right for us to consider their application.
so, right, is there anything that has to happen now that we've, now that he's not renewed it, it's just no further action necessary, just reverts to the city, we have this one now, that is, okay? Yeah, okay.
Whose license is it?
Stony,
Yeah.
Stony Lane, Stony Brook over there.
Okay, well, that makes sense. They'll let them know we need to come in, we know what their plan is, and we'll,
Yeah, and we'll see who's, and, see what kind of time frame they're looking at too,
yeah, right, it's always a little bit awkward picking one of the three where that one gets noticed with budgets and advertised and all of that stuff, and there's get a quick negative from the board, but what else can we do,
Short of just posting somebody that says, if anybody is interested in a license, I don't think we have that responsibility, and it said, if anybody's interested in a license, and I think at that point, you're just gonna get probably less, you're gonna get just a lot of, I'll say tire kickers, but just people who, well, that sounds like a great idea, maybe I'll try to get one, get one for free like that, so, I don't know, if somebody's already expressed an interest in taking the time to contact the board about it, tells me that they're probably, serious about following up. But the one thing I don't want to, I would, try to avoid is having a license granted and then it just sit there and not ever come around and be used, Like, oh, I got the thing, and then I say, all right, this is going to happen, then I would like to see it put to productive use. So I'm not just sitting on it and just not using it for, while I try to do this or do that, and think about this and that, because I know there's some that may not necessarily see any sort of sense of urgency to get it to you. So just going to grant it, I'd like to see it be granted and be used.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Become an asset to the city.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, if they're getting it, and they're really getting it for nothing. So that being the case, I want to see it be productively used.
Yeah. And someone who has business experience and some background that would indicate that likelihood of success.
Yeah.
I mean, a fear in my package is it's a tough business, I mean, especially in this environment. But it's their right to try. Do they know there's other applicants?
Yeah, I told them that's the other side of all.
Okay, we should probably tell them the process. Again, we haven't advertised it. I mean, they inquire on their own.
Yep.
And, which is okay. And then the board decides which one is better for the city. Based on location and the person's experience and background and financial situation. And then we'll
put one in the area that's going to serve the public as well,
Right. Now we'll have other licenses if they ever get the census out, which I wonder if they'll ever get that thing resolved.
Also, just so you know, Silk Road Oh, they're going to be closed in like October. I guess he's retiring, the dad, and with the COVID, they're really nervous. I think Yang, the son, has health issues that COVID isn't really good for. So they were asking about how they go about selling their license.
Oh,
Which I said, it's kind of hard to do because we don't have a cap. I just want you to know what I told him. So,
You know,
Jim
because
doesn't work
they
out.
didn't, yeah.
and he said, oh, okay, good to know. He wasn't upset.
Well, he didn't pay anything for his license, so, you know, the idea is that, you know, he didn't pay for anything, so we're not gonna get anything for the other end, so, but.
And it was a beer more.
That's too bad, because I went there the other day trying to get some takeout, and it was closed, it was like a Tuesday or something, yeah, and then I remember when I looked at the doors, it's like, well, leave this, basically, don't come close to the door, call.
Yeah, it's really stringent.
Really, yeah, really, I could tell the guy was very,
Yeah, they backed up, calling the, yeah.
right, you know, so
they're
he was very, very careful about that, which, you know, I can understand, but it's just a shame, because he had some good.
Yeah, I don't know, a week in the immune system, I can understand, it scares you.
But that would be enough.
and the other item we had on there was the license board fees. A note that we got from the mayor, I guess, late June. They know what the fees are, the question is, they wanted me to research who actually has the power to set the fees. So I went through the law books, and most of it, the responsibilities with the license board. Some of with the mayor, city council does the games, which they've set at the maximum state fee of $100. So that's as high as it can go. The only source I couldn't find was who sets the entertainment fees for businesses which are licensed under Section 12.
Speaking of which, we have an entertainment license, which is to vote on for the,
Oh, yes, it'll come there.
for the farmers.
Well,
Was it what, yeah?
It was a comic book and entertainment.
Well, since we haven't, you know, we'll just go ahead and we'll make a motion to amend to add the, you know, approval for the entertainment license that way.
second motion.
Walter? Yes or no on that?
Yes, Walters, yes.
Greg Matrakis?
Yes.
Dave Bouvier?
Yes.
Thank you, Greg.
No vote. So on the entertainment, what triggered that whole thing was the entertainment piece. We don't know, we're not quite sure who sets the fee on that.
Yeah, I consulted the law books, and it's very clear the license board is the granting authority for entertainment for any business license under Section 12.
Maybe we just propose it then, and city council act on it, and, you know, propose those entertainment license fees. That way, if we've done it and, you know, we vote it, we approve it, and it's confirmed by the council, then there's no question that one of, you know,
Yeah,
gotta come one of us to it.
I don't know. It's I'm not inclined to change it. It's, you know, if the mayor's trying to raise money, he's not gonna get anything on the entertainment licenses.
Right. And that we
The
talked
ones he's
before.
on are the all alcoholic and innkeepers and those.
Yeah.
His idea is to raise money, but I think as you mentioned the last time we discussed this, that this is not the time, given the business conditions, that all these
And
places are.
these people, it's not like, okay, you know, some places might be doing okay during COVID times, restaurants, and, you know, innkeepers and.
Yeah.
But these are not, these are people that are fighting to stay open.
Oh, I know that.
I'm not amenable to increasing them, their burden by a penny. right now.
Well, well, Tina, I thought I gave you, what the code of the law.
Oh, you did, yep, I have a full spreadsheet, I sent it on to
Just, you know,
Steve.
pass it on either the mayor's office up to the legal
Yep,
department.
I did, their last question was just,
Okay,
do you want to suggest any
yeah,
raises?
entertainment, but I can't find nothing in the statute that identifies who's responsible for setting those fees. But there's no money to be made there. No. Okay, any other business?
Setting an August meeting.
Okay,
Right? Last Wednesday of August. Okay.
I think I'm good.
Creeps along, trying to.
That would be the 26th.
So last Wednesday?
That's the last Wednesday, yeah.
Okay, well, that's on my schedule
Automatically, huh?
automatically.
There you go.
Alright.
Let's look here. It is on mine as well. Let me just make sure we're looking at August 26th.
Yeah.
Looks perfect to me. Yeah, it's in there. So that's good. Dave, still not going to be away at some.
No, I'm not going.
Well, he's not
I'm
out
living in
of Europe, so.
Staying out of Europe.
There's one.
Europe doesn't want me.
That's-
Yeah.
Or any of us.
All right, so the 26th it is. Okay.
And hopefully we won't have any in between.
Right, exactly. So we have 3 this month.
Love seeing you.
We have 4. There's 4.
One a week and once twice.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was. So, yeah, we're good on that then?
Yep.
Okay, folks, well,
Motion to adjourn. Second the motion.
all those in favor? Opposed?
Petracas, yes.
Member Booby, yes.
We should go home. We should go on your holiday.
About
We're all set, Mike, thank
Now.
you.
Did they give you a hard time when you went up to the check-in and like, you get to sign?
You too,
Anything
Mike.
else that way?
See ya.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah,